Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Q, and welcome back to my tapes. I have some thoughts. I have two questions. Does Megan the Stallion need A&R? Like, I'm asking you. I already have my thoughts, and I'm gonna discuss that. Does Megan the Stallion need new A&R? Like, does she need talent development help? Because, like, her sound. Okay, we'll get to that later. First question: Does Megan the Stallion need A&R? Second question: Do you guys think that the second wave or the emergence of Megan the Stallion is about to happen? If that's anything you want to hear anybody discuss, like me and Automaton, then keep on watching. So, Megan the Stallion has waken up from Cairo sleep. Is that how to say that? She woke up from her deep sleep in the spaceship, pod. She's back. She's back with a new video. If you haven't watched it, go ahead and watch it. Listen to it. I usually, when I listen to new music, I actually do not like watching visuals. I actually just like to hear the song first. And that's why we're going to be talking about the A&R thing. And then after you're done watching it, sit on it. Like I like to sit on music for I like to sit on music. I really do. So I won't really have a review yet. And I don't really think I need to give it. You can I don't know. Am I really a music reviewer? I don't know. But I really love to listen to music first before I see anything. And then of course I watch the visuals so that I could talk about this today. So yeah, go ahead and check that out. So Megan Thee Stallion came out of Cairo Sleep and came out with this new video, and I have thoughts. I have a lot of thoughts. And let's start with the A&R. Something that I have started to ask myself, especially after some of the events that was going on last year, especially early this year, I was just like, where's her management? A lot of situations going on, of course, not her being assaulted. I was like, where's her management? Why can't she take a break? What types of contracts is these? Why is she collaborating with mediocre people? Like, where's her management? Like, where's her management? And I know right now her quote unquote like talent agency is Rock Nation, and then I believe she still has a contract deal, some sort of like distribution, like record label deal with 300 Entertainment. And there are just so many points in time where I'm just questioning, like, where is this going? Where is this going? I listened to the song that Megan Thee Stallion came out with, and the only thing that I feel is she's missing something. It's like Megan Thee Stallion is a genius. She is talented. Do you understand what I mean? Like, she's not mediocre, she's not subpar. And when I hear some of these beats, when I hear some of these production, I'm like, if you had somebody on your team that really cared about the development of you and your work and your art, I don't think you'd be coming out with this. Are you guys following me? Put put a like pen or like book emoji if you are following me. Are you following me? Okay, more emoji questions to come later. Okay, for those of you that don't know, also, whenever people apply with like emojis, like these questions, I actually take your username and give you extra credit. I didn't tell you that, but I'm like, I will literally surprise you guys one day. So, more on that some other time. So, and I also like reply to those comments. Okay, so as I was saying, I listened to some of the stuff that Megan Thee Stallion is doing, and I'm just like, there's so much room to grow that's outside of yourself. Like, I want to hear you grow in talent, but I feel like I can't do that when I'm hearing what I find to be bland and 2D kind of flat production. And so it's just kind of jarring. It's jarring to hear like the writing, it's jarring to hear the lyricism, and then kind of hear the beat. Because obviously, as we know, it's not just the lyricism that goes into the songs that she makes. She's not like freestyling. She's not just like, yeah, she's not like freestyling, and she's not just like reciting like a poem or lyrics. Like the full song that she wants us to consider, that these artists want us to consider, are the whole thing. I don't want to hear it anymore. I don't want to hear it anymore. And I kind of, and this is will actually lead me to the second question of like, can Megan Thee Stallion rise like a phoenix? Do you think she's gonna rise? Like, do you think she's gonna rise? Like, are we gonna witness the second emergence of Megan Thee Stallion? We'll get to that in a moment. And so going back to the production, I hear these complete pieces of work that she wants us to evaluate. Or okay. Does she want us to evaluate it? She put it out for consumption, right? And for people to buy it. So people would have thoughts about it. People will consume it. People will think about it. People will munch on it, chew on it, experience it, not experience it, like it, love it, hate it. So I've come to the conclusion after what I've heard. I'm just like, okay, no, she doesn't have an A&R. She does not have somebody on her team that cares about the development. And people will say, okay, Roc Nation is her like talent management, talent agency. And I'm like, but they're not getting into the nitty gritty of the art and development of artists. And Roc Nation has not done this for years with a lot of like their top higher profile acts. We know that this is true. This is verifiable. You can search this up. And also it kind of reminds me, and I don't think people know this. People don't know this, but Doja Cat actually left Roc Nation. People don't even know that she was signed previously to Roc Nation, and then she left, and then of course she got new talent management. She got like an A&R, and she was able to start completing the vision of the sort of work that she wanted to make, and we see the results. we see what that has turned into, and how people receive the art that she is making. She has a team, and she has people that can help her. If she doesn't have a good ear, there's somebody on her team that can really help figure it out. And I have thoughts about Doja Cat as well. And this is something probably somebody in her personal circle. And when I mean personal circle, I mean like business personal circle. So like team had probably pulled her aside and was like, okay, you have to stop all the childish shit. Because now I think Doja Cat had realized this, which is why she said she no longer wanted to participate on the shenanigans on TikTok and all of these other things that she started to scale back with on social media lately, because she said this verbatim: I want people to take me more seriously, end quote. And then she doesn't want her work to be seen as juvenile. And unfortunately, some of the stuff that she's done, and I'm not just talking about like songs, it's just like the overall kind of presence that she has portrayed, unfortunately has this like stain of like juvenile to it. And so it's like, can we take you seriously? We're looking at your catalog and it's like, are you taking this seriously? Is it all jokes? Is it all laughter? And I'm not talking about the lyrics. Do you guys understand? I'm talking about the overall kind of like roadmap and trajectory. So back to Megan Thee Stallion. I don't want to hear this anymore. Megan Thee Stallion is extremely talented. She's not subpar. She's not mediocre, which is why some people, when she announced that she was coming out with new music, people were like, is she going to bring back Tina Snow? Because it's like, if you can bring back Tina Snow, people want to see some stuff. It's not even that we're telling her that she can't explore new art. Do you guys understand? And I'm not even saying that I necessarily want to see Tina Snow, even though it was a very good piece of work in her catalog. But I'm just saying, we want to see things. We want to hear things. When I say see things in the context of music, I experience sound through like color and thought. I can't really see that well. So usually when I listen to music or when I listen to sound, that's pretty much how I'm experiencing it. So however you want to explain experiencing music in your words. But okay, whatever. Listening to music. It doesn't even need to be Tina Snow, but it's just, we were able to see or hear how the barrier was pushed. And that's what I want to hear. I don't even want to say, where's Tina Snow? Who are the people involved? Which obviously her mother, her late mother, rest in peace, was involved. But it is time. I kind of want to make a comment about how like some of the stuff she makes sounds very like city girl-ish. Like it sounds like almost like copy and paste. Like, do you have to make this type of music? And I'm not really commenting on like the over-sexualization, like if that makes sense. I'm not really commenting on that because I don't have anything bad to say. Like it is, well, obviously there are issues with Black women being over-sexualized against their free will. Like it's coercion. Like if you don't perform in the way that you perform in the entertainment industry, they won't push you. Does that make sense? Like the people up top will refuse to push you if you don't fit their image of what they want you to do. So it's a lot of things going on, right? This is not like a binary conversation, not something I can do in 15 minutes. I want Megan Thee Stallion to win. I'm not commenting and saying like there's anything wrong with like, I don't know how to explain, like the explicitness, the over-sexualization, the club music, the like, I want to say like horror music, but I don't mean that word. Like, I'm not saying that with a negative connotation. Does that make sense? Like, I'm not saying this with a negative connotation. Actually, I'm saying it in like, people are gonna be like, what? A positive connotation? Like, I'm just saying like shake your ass music. Like it's a type of music. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's called like pussy rap. Like, like I don't have a problem with that type of music. I'm just saying that I've seen it before And maybe it's just starting to sound the same. Like, it's not even as though people can't make innovative PR music. I don't know how many times I can say the actual word in, in YouTube. um, so I don't want to hear songs that sound like the City Girls. Like, even like lyrics, like there were some songs that she was coming out with that I'm just like, bro, like I don't want to hear this. Like, I feel like you can do something else, and you've done this before, and that's been cool. Can we hear something else? Maybe because it's also like PR music right now is very oversaturated in like not only with production but with also lyricism. So it's just like I want to hear something else, and I know she's capable of other things. Hashtag Tina Snow. So it's just she needs people. She needs a person. She needs an A&R person on her team. And the reason why it took me so long to kind of explain this and go through this is because I just want to be explicitly clear. I know I've said this before in some lives, but you never know who kind of comes across these sort of videos. Share, like, subscribe. Oh my God, have I already said that? So yeah, let's go into part 2 of this. Will Megan Thee Stallion rise like a phoenix? Will she? Like, will it be like a rise or flop? Which I'm not really betting on anybody's flop. Like, I don't want to do any of that sort of stuff. To be honest, I've pretty much explained like the background and reasoning behind this question in part 1. But part 2, I'll pretty much end it like this, or pretty much kind of say this to be brief. I fear that if Megan Thee Stallion is not able to get somebody on her team that can help develop her as an artist and to help her work with the sound and deviate successfully like other people have done, and I guess Doja Cat would be a good person to use because, to be completely honest, like she is out of the newer girlies, which she's not new. She dropped out of like high school, I believe, to pursue uni. She's not new, but I'm just saying, like, in comparison with like her peers, unfortunately, I fear that like she could be another lost talent. You know how we have these like videos where like, oh, what happened? What became of them? Why couldn't they progress? And obviously the music industry and entertainment and distribution and publishing have significantly changed over like the past 6 years alone. But it's just, I fear like hearing this production and I'm like, wow, interesting concept, solid lyrics. But what is going on? I don't know, like, what is going on with the production? And I feel like because these things are so easily like solvable, like if you have a good person on your team, you can find different producers. You can really sit down and strategize. Once again, giving Megan Thee Stallion a lot of grace here. Like Rihanna, for example, she has a good ear. Rihanna has an amazing ear. That is a talent. Like not everybody can have like the ear. Like she can really, really hear good pieces of work, and she knows how to select really good pieces of work. And although she's not the data analyst on her team, like she's able to think of how do people respond to this type of work. She has her fingers to the pulse. She knows what she's doing, and she has that talent. So I just feel like some of these issues that I feel like I'm hearing in Megan Thee Stallion's kind of what I feel to be like a development issue as talent that could be solved with good A&R, I fear that if she's not able to get it resolved, she's not going to be able to rise. This leads me to my conclusion sentence, and then I'll get on to like the end of the video, announcements, and we'll go. With all of this said, my conclusion is this. Megan is in a specific space right now where I'm thinking, I was going to say she's sitting at a 50-50% chance, but I feel like it's tipping. Like I'm hearing this production and I'm like, it's tipping more like 60-40. She's in a position right now that I really feel like she could rise. Like there could be a re-emergence of Megan Thee Stallion. And I believe that's the 40%. I fear that if she's not able to get people on her team or gather and assemble a team that can help work through the production issues and just overall kind of song conglomeration and assortment issues as it comes to pushing her art, which is why I'm just like, is Rock Nation like telling you people to do this? Like, which is what I felt last year. I felt like I was hearing songs where I'm like, could the City Girls produce it? Obviously not, because they can't write like her. But why am I hearing this sort of like music from you? Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, we heard it and that was good. That's another thing. I feel like it's very easily replaceable. It's not memorable. It sounds like certain snippets were made for like short form content distribution, like IG Reels or TikTok. And I'm like, are you considering this to be art? Which we can talk about later. Of course, art can be distributed short form. Please. That's not what I said. We can talk about that later. But I'm just thinking like more can happen. So my conclusion statement is I feel like 40% Megan the Stallion could enter a space where she could emerge and rise like the phoenix and really, really show us what she's made of in like a new era. But I feel like there's a chance that if whatever is going on with like her business team or her crew continues and they can't really help her develop if they're not already, like I don't really think they are, then I feel like we could be having a really interesting conversation about very great talent, but it's just like, why is this just not working out? Like, why do your songs sound like this when I know that you can do other things? Which is why I was like, I don't even think you need to do Tina Snow again. Like, you have a lot of ideas. Like, Megan Thee Stallion is a dreamer. She's an Imagineer. Like, she can really imagine and engineer new thoughts on her own. So it's just like, I want to hear what those things are. I'm going to call it now. Let me put on my Negrodamus hat right now. I think that, let's say the 60%, she's just not able to produce work that people like. And it's kind of getting to the point where, okay, we need to make a pivot and just gracefully step out before people say that you're a flop. I think she's going to enter the film space and start to produce and get deals for movies. And I think she's just going to gracefully transition into becoming a director. That's my prediction. That's my prediction. And of course, I think she's probably going to produce like a horror film because I believe she does really like horror films. So those were my thoughts on this. Let's go into announcements. Thank you so much for watching. Check out my previous video about like, I don't dream of labor as an automaton, as a robot. Oh my gosh. Kayana said I was an Abby. And I was just like, oh my God, I am like a moving like Abby, like, whoa. Like, what do you guys think? What do we think about that? Thank you so much. I will be making like a trailer for July content. Like, what can you guys kind of expect to see next month? Because I'm actually going to be super, super busy for the next 2 weeks. So I probably might transition to a few more lives, instead of posting like more videos, if that makes sense, so that I can kind of, think about things out loud, interact with you guys, but also kind of keep up when I have the time. So let me know if there's anything you want me to see. Obviously, more Blueprint videos are loading. I'm just like getting all the information. I kind of want to do a live of you guys like work with me, because I'm just like kind of ideating some stuff for Jessie Woo, and I'm just kind of thinking about it. I'm thinking about a new segment that I really laughed at. I was on somebody's live, and I was thinking about this idea of like the Q table talk. Like, I need to bring you to the table. Like, I might even call it the Red Table Talk, but I just want to make sure that doesn't violate like a trademark. Actually, I don't know. Am I allowed to like parody that? Even though it's like a parody, but like, am I allowed to say that? So like the Q Table Talk, because I low-key want to call Jessie Woo to the table. As I do more research about what's going on, I'm like, I need to call you to the table. So put like, I don't know, put a fruit emoji if you got this far. Maybe something blue, like blueberries. And I'll just kind of go from there. We'll go from there. So this has been another one of my tapes, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.